Tonight we're going to introduce you to the Players Alliance. That's who these gentlemen are. CC's the vice president of that. And joining me on the big board over here is the president, Mr. Curtis Granderson, down here in the bottom with the one team, one dream. How you doing, Curtis? Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Always good. To Curtis's left, right over here to my right, is Cameron Maben, current player, Detroit Tigers. Welcome back to Detroit, Cam.
Appreciate you having me on, H.
All right, and then up top above Curtis there is D. Gordon for the Seattle Mariners. D, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Thank y'all for having me,
Current
man.
all-star player. And then over here, Mr. Edwin Jackson. Everybody knows who he is. Played for 14 teams on CC. We were talking
Everybody
about
knows
that earlier.
EJ.
Hey, so tonight, I'm excited to dive into the Players Alliance and how did the video come about and what are they doing now? So I'll start with asking that question first. CC, how'd this all get together?
Just like you said, being quarantined, being at home, and then just the events that's occurred in the United States the past couple months. Got together, Cam and EJ and D really kind of came together and put this group together. Started like a big text chain, and we just kind of took off from there. And it's been great because all of us do stuff individually, but now to have us all collectively be together, it's a really good feeling.
No doubt. It really started to catch steam. I'm going to come back to you in a minute, Curtis, but I want to go to Cam because this really caught steam with the Black Lives video. So how did the video come about, Cam?
Yeah, it came about, I called D. I think we were actually sharing a brainwave that day. I called D because I just saw a spot on the NFL Network with all of those guys coming together and acknowledging, what is going on in our communities, the communities that we hold so near and dear to our hearts. And D just so happened to just see it. And he said, we need to do something, man. Like, we got to do something. A lot of days have went by, weeks have went by, and, we haven't really used our voices, and we need to do something. And when he said that, I've got a great team. Curtis uses the same team for years, culture group. And we got together with EJ, who is the common denominator who brings everybody together. And, once we call EJ, you can consider it done. If EJ picks up the phone, it's as good as done.
Edwin, they're talking about you like you're the mayor. You know everybody. Of course, 14 teams. So you do have everybody in your Rolodex.
I mean, that's what happened when you have a phone full of numbers, full of teammates, Harold. Been on almost half of the teams in the league and played with a lot of people from minor league to major league. So it was easy for me to get on a call or send a text and connect to a lot of teammates and a lot of friends that I have in the game. So we did that and put this group together, and it's becoming the entity that we have now.
Go ahead, C.
But to EJ's credit, though, it's not just guys that he played with. If he sees another black guy on the other team, he'll make sure, he alters his running to go say what's up and, make sure, guys are good. And, he's just one of those ambassadors of the game for, all the young black players.
That's cool. D, I'm going to go to you because I want to talk to Curtis for a minute here about the structure of all this. Okay. But, D, I want to ask you, the early conversations with you and Cam, how did it come about to try to stay in touch during the pandemic?
It's crazy. We actually put a group chat together right when the pandemic started. If I want to be right, we put a group chat together as soon as the pandemic started, and we just kind of was just checking on each other. And when we saw the Black Lives Matter video, it was a no-brainer. With myself definitely being a second-generation big leaguer, that our numbers are not good. So we needed to stand up and use our voice to help get these young kids, into the majors. Hey,
Curtis, usually the president gets to go first. Curtis is the president of the Players Alliance here. When this all started coming together, obviously you have to have organization. How did this start going from a video and some social justice outreach to an organization?
Well, before getting started with that, thanks again for having us on there. And I got to say, I'm jealous, Harold, for you to say you played with a team with 10 black ball players on it. throughout my entire life, from T-ball until I retired, I never had that many players. I'm sure the rest of the guys on this board can say the exact same thing. I was fortunate if I had two, maybe three. D might have had it, but, EJ, D, and Cam were talking and just getting a lot of guys together talking about things that we had been consistently talking about throughout the course of our careers. Just, man, every Jackie Robinson day, they keep talking about the numbers going down in the Black community, not only in the major league level, the minor league level, the college level, the youth level. So these conversations have been had for years. And now, with everybody finally getting a chance to slow down and stop, we said, all right, now we can collectively bring our voices together and really go out there and make change. For everybody out there, just so you're aware of, the guys on this call, plus the 120 members of the Players Alliance, have collectively, over the past 5 years alone, contributed over $40 million of our own money to our home communities, to the cities we play in, to the areas that don't have Major League Baseball, to bring the game to them, to introduce it to them, to keep it fun. And that's where the Players Alliance has started, and we'll continue to keep moving forward.
No, one of the things that in my time getting to spend time talking with you guys is the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing, but the accomplishments are important. Not only, as Curtis was talking about, the money they've contributed in Black communities around the teams they've played on, there's 20 guys that have been nominated for the Roberto Clemente Award in this group as well. That's really impressive, but looking at all the things that they've accomplished as a group, you got Cy Young Award winners, MVPs, you've got it all. I'm really impressed that you guys have been able to recognize it and bring it together. So I guess, CeCe, the thought I have is, what were the first reactions of people when the video came out that were not collectively in the group, so to speak?
I think everybody had a good reaction to it. I think, if everybody's been listening to what we've been saying, they know that, it's a problem in Major League Baseball, that there's not enough Black players. So for us to be able to actually come together, make this video, and then put, the Players Alliance together, I think we're off to a good start in really just 3 weeks, less than a month. And I think, we're off to doing some really, really great things, accomplishing some great things all together.
Hey, Edwin, I know you're going to get some calls to pitch because, this is a little short season. I know you're not signed right now and you're kind of saying I'm retiring. I don't know if that's going to stick that way. I want to ask Dee and Cam, who are in camp right now, what were the reactions of your teammates, your white teammates in particular, after seeing the video and then you guys showing up with all the things going on in our country? I'll start with you, Dee.
Honestly, man, a lot of my teammates reached out to me as soon as they saw the video and things like that. I'm cool with everybody in the locker room. Cam played with me. EJ played with me. I'm cool with everybody in my locker room. So everybody was pretty cool about it. They want to know how they can help. They want to know how they can be educated. And pretty much that's what I all told them. Like, make sure, if anything, when you hear somebody say something that's not right, just speak up. You ain't got to really stand up with us. Just speak up when you hear something that's not right.
Cam, I want to ask you that because there's been the big theme, I guess, universally is let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I'm listening, and people are listening now. So I'm curious, what was one of the conversations you might have had with a teammate that called you up or either met you on the field or whatever it might be?
It's still a sensitive conversation. It's a conversation that we do need to have amongst each other. That's the only way we get better and we get closer to the change that we want to create. I don't want to pressure anybody, in any locker room or make them do anything that makes them uncomfortable, but, I'm very fortunate that I've had a handful of teammates come up and acknowledge what we have done thus far and the support that they also have for this Players Alliance. Matt Boyd in particular came up to me and was extremely vocal about, whatever he could do to help, spread our message, show his alliance and his support. He would be all willing to do that. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for allies right now because that's the only way we can create change. And that's, we have to do it together to be the change that we want to be. Just like the shirt Curtis is rocking right now, it says what our message is about. So I'm very fortunate to have teammates like Matt Boyd, Spence Turnbull, who have, came up to me open-minded about the conversation that I know isn't an easy conversation. I love those guys for that. And that's what we're looking to do, have conversations just to make this a better game for not only black players, but for everybody.
And just so you know, I mean, these conversations we're having aren't just with the teammates in the locker room, whether it's neighbors, community, friends, family, everybody is supporting and wanting to be a part of this. They want to see change both in the game and off the field. People understand that there's a lot of stuff that's been going on that they aren't happy with. And it's not just a black thing right here. And a lot of people, like Cam mentioned, are allies to what we, the Players Alliance, are going to be doing and want to be doing. There's so much change, again, that we've already been trying to introduce and implement throughout the course of this game and on the field and off the field. But again, the support has been amazing, from the video to the little things that we've done so far. And like Cece said, it's been less than a month. And look at all the things that we've slowly been able to do. And people need to realize, if we could have fixed this thing, it would have been done by now. Yeah. So it's going to take some time, but we're going to definitely be doing it slowly but surely.
I love it. I love it.